Real News with Katie, where you will always get the truth of the news of what's really going on in America. Since taking office, President Biden has already undertaken a number of steps that quite honestly are not too good for America. The United States has begun the process of rejoining the Paris Climate Change Agreement, re-engage the World Health Organization, and pledge to join COVAX. President Biden has signed executive actions to combat climate change, which, truthfully, only God is in control of, and the ban on transgender individuals serving in our military. He signed an executive order that he says is strengthening the Buy American provisions to help the American middle class succeed in a global economy and has surged resources to combating the COVID-19. Although we are not quite sure what all that entails. As you may notice, the term hire American has been omitted. And earlier this week, the president has taken actions to redo our immigration system. President Biden is taking additional actions to reassert demonic values of darkness on the world stage from how America makes its foreign policy and how it supports and empowers the national security professionals who execute their policies, building a modern national security force that looks like the nation it deserves, he says. Let me put this in perspective for you. When President Trump made deals with foreign leaders and countries, he refused to give any funds to a country that tortured Christians for their faith or would use any American dollars to support murder. President Biden hates the things of God, and so that is no longer required. Biden now requires countries who are to get U.S. funds that they must now agree to advance the lifestyle of the LGBTQ in their nation and allow murder of innocent babies to be a top priority. And if you don't uphold these values of the Biden administration, you will not receive your money. Leading with what President Biden is now calling our values, he released a memorandum on advancing the rights of the LGBTQ persons around the world. This executive order launched an administrative reform efforts to allow him to reach a goal of increasing refugee admissions to 125,000 in the first full fiscal year of the Biden administration. This executive order will do four things. One, it will rescind the policies from the previous administration that limited refugee resettlement and required vetting of application. Two, it will expand refugee capacity. Three, it will enhance access for the most vulnerable, women, children, and those at risk of persecution because of their gender identity or sexual orientation. And fourthly, it will review the current special immigration visa program for Iraqis and Syrians, including whether to pursue legislation for an SIV program for individuals who serve the United States in conflict areas. President Biden also intends to propose a raise in refugee admissions for this fiscal year after appropriate consultation with Congress. President Biden strongly believes against biblical values and God's truth. Today, he will sign a presidential memorandum to protect and promote the human rights of the LGBTQ persons around the world. This memorandum builds on guidance first issued by Mr. Obama in 2011 and directs relevant federal agencies to engage constructively to advance protections for the human rights of the LGBTQ persons abroad. Biden suggests and believes that this memorandum will restore clarity to the United States position by directing all departments and agencies engaged abroad, ensure that our diplomacy and foreign assistance promotes and protects the rights of these said persons, including combating the criminalization, status, or conduct, enhancing our range of diplomatic responses to protect the human rights and abuses of these persons, that it will build coalitions with civil society and international organizations. It will require annual reporting by the State Department on human rights abuses experienced by the LGBTQ persons globally, and rescinding inconsistent policies within 100 days of signing. President Biden will sign a National Security Memorandum to ensure that the U.S. national security workforce reflects his plans. It will establish an interagency working group to develop proposals to recruit, retain, and support national security professionals, including creating additional pathways for Americans, he says, with skills as critical, such as cyber, technology, science, engineering, and math. It is also saying it will organize the national security community to better work with outside partners, including state and local governments, college and universities, and civil societies, but that with those who agree with the current administration's plans. As hard as it is for me to know in depth the corruption of darkness invading America, God has called me and appointed me to report to you the truth of what is going on from the White House and in the streets of America. When you hear my reports, please pray for our new administration and leaders, not speak ill of them. As believers in Jesus Christ, we must intercede for the lost and the wicked. You can continue to rely on Real News with Katie for the truth. Please subscribe, like, and share with your families and friends so they can know what's really going on in America. May God forgive the Biden administration for their agenda in this report. May God bless them with godly wisdom. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.